Welcome to Better Together, a podcast about the Southern Baptist Convention's cooperative program presented by SBC This Week. I'm Lawrence Smith. Well, Jeff Forge has spent a lifetime serving Southern Baptist as a pastor, leader of a state convention, seminary president, and now president of the SBC Executive Committee. And Dr. Iorg joins us now. Always good to talk to you. Good to see you.
It is always good to talk with you. You're one of my favorite interviewers because you are very skilled and good questions always. So thank you.
I've been doing it a long time. I love a speech that you give with a basic theme of Southern Baptists are a force for good. In that vein, looking over the history of the cooperative program, 100 years now, what are some of the Southern Baptist accomplishments or blessings that have resulted?
Well, the obvious ones are the largest mission sending agency in the world, the largest church planting movement in the United States through the North American Mission Board, the largest seminary system in the world with our 6 seminaries with more than 20,000 students enrolled, and then the organizations that don't necessarily depend on the cooperative program, but that are spawned out of that, like Lifeway and Guidestone. These are the most visible examples of what the cooperative program has accomplished. But then what's often overlooked is what's happening through state conventions. As state convention impacts are made through state convention church planting, state convention camps and conference centers and children's homes and retirement centers and adoption services and all of these kinds of things. This is all because of the cooperative program. But Lawrence, let me say, all of that is amazing in the moment. But what's remarkable about the cooperative program is it's a year-by-year sustaining force. And so none of these things that I've just mentioned are going out of business next year because they don't have funding. And none of them are going to have to go out and raise money in order to survive. They're counting on a steady flow of resources that comes voluntarily, without coercion, almost without asking sometimes, from the churches to support this ongoing, miraculous, wonderful work that we're doing. And so when you think about the cooperative program, I see the panorama of it, but I also see the longevity of it and the impact that's making through all the work that Southern Baptists are doing.
You talked about all those different ministries, all those different outreaches. People, I think, don't have a grasp on how many people are impacted by the work of Southern Baptists, having their physical needs met, but also, more importantly, their spiritual needs met.
Well, every weekend, more than 4 million people gather in Southern Baptist churches, and every year, that many or more participate in some kind of small group Bible study that is fostered through our churches. All of that's offered free of charge, given by churches to their communities, invested in people to shape them in their spiritual development. And so it's profound, the impact that's being made through with numbers like that. But then when you start compounding the numbers of all the things I just mentioned in terms of the ministry that's being done, then it's even more than is imaginable what's happening in the lives of people because of Southern Baptists.
We're a century into the cooperative program, and there have been challenges in the past.
Yes. Talk
about some of those challenges, first historically, and then how Southern Baptists overcame some of those early challenges.
Well, it's interesting that the cooperative program was birthed in 1925, which was a time of a real economic and global political challenge in the world. Think about 1925. That was after World War I, but still during the recovery of that, and just prior to the Great Depression, during an economic bubble that really wasn't sustainable. When 1929 happened, the cooperative program had been started in 1925, and you might think, well, with all of that turmoil going on, would it be successful? Well, it absolutely was. And then it was tested by World War II. And then the political and social challenges in the United States in the 1960s. And then the economic upheavals in the 70s. And then again in the 80s. And again in the early 2000s. And so through all of these cultural and economic and political changes, what stayed steady? The cooperative program, because it depends on percentage giving from the churches of their unrestricted resource, a percentage of their unrestricted resources. So as the churches have stayed strong and prospered and made a difference, so has the cooperative program. So that's why when I look at our situation today and people say, oh, this is a tough time, we got difficulty, turmoil, economic uncertainty, political unrest, global warfare.
Been there, done that, right?
Exactly. I'm about to say, sounds like the cooperative program's needed is what sounds like needed to me.
So looking now at today, what challenges are we facing today?
You know, the biggest challenge that I see is actually a philosophical threat to the cooperative program, and that's something called expressive individualism, which is the worldview which dominates our culture in the West today. And that says everyone do their own thing and do it to the extent that there's even extreme positions about gender change and these kinds of things. But when you boil that down and remove it from some of those more perhaps radical expressions, expressive individualism just means I do my own thing. And that's the antithesis of cooperation. And really, I'm not concerned about the cooperative program financially. I'm more concerned about it philosophically. As people give up on, we can get more done together than we can do on our own, and think, no, I can do more by myself if I just go it alone and go at it hard. That's just not true. So my greatest concern these days is not economic uncertainty. It's really philosophical undermining of what we believe in, and that is cooperation, with its natural expression being the cooperative program.
That's an important point. The cooperative program is more than a funding mechanism. It is a philosophy. It is a way of life. It is a way of churches coming together for a common purpose.
Exactly. And oftentimes people say to me, well, we need to redefine the cooperative program or reinvent the cooperative program. And I say, well, when you do that, you won't have a cooperative program anymore. You'll have something else which may have validity, but you've changed the fundamental core of what you're doing, which is cooperative program means we cooperate. We come together, we pool our resources, and we all give a little that we can all go farther together.
Given what we just talked about, the challenges, what encourages you about what you're seeing today?
What encourages me, first of all, is the number of young leaders who believe in cooperation and who want the cooperative program to succeed because they see the value of it. Second thing is the number of young adults, especially, that are volunteering for international mission service and volunteering to be involved in church planting, enrolling in our colleges and seminaries. That tells me they understand the value of being a Southern Baptist and what can come from that. And as they learn about the cooperative program, I believe they'll want to believe in it and support it as well. So
what do you say to that SBC pastor who sees some of the controversies surrounding the convention and says, I'm just out? What do you do to encourage that pastor that to hang in there and not to focus so much on those sorts of things that are prevalent primarily on social media?
Well, I would say, first of all, there are problems in the Southern Baptist Convention. But when you have 47,000 churches and 13 million people, you're going to have problems. So there's no denying that. There's no reason to deny it. It's a simple reality that when you're the largest non-Catholic religious organization in the United States, you're going to have challenges. But here's the change in our generation, perhaps. Today, every person with a social media account has an equal-sized megaphone. And so someone can pick up on one problem and magnify it to the point that it seems like it's the dominant problem or issue in the entire Southern Baptist Convention, when it really simply isn't. And so that's one of the good things about this convention meeting where we are this week. It gives us the opportunity to come together and see everything we're doing and how much larger it is than just the problems that keep being identified and keep being focused. So when people call me and say, well, what about this? I say, well, let's talk about that negative and let's be honest about it. What about these 10 other things you're not mentioning that are oh so overwhelmingly positive? And when I have those conversations, I think most younger pastors and most pastors who are checking out have been willing to at least take a step back and say, I see your point. Yes, there's always problems, but the good that we're doing far overwhelms the negative that we're experiencing.
Part two, similar question. There are lots of other Christian ministries, Christian organizations that are vying for a pastor's resources, time, attention, and resources. What do you say to them to lean into the SBC cooperative program?
Well, for me, I see great value in what many other people are doing. Southern Baptists are not the only people doing good in the world. That's definitely true. What I would challenge churches that are Southern Baptists to do is this. Think of it as cooperative program plus. My family, we believe very strongly in proportional giving, and we start our giving with our tithe to our local church, and then we give beyond that. And we give beyond that to Southern Baptist causes and occasionally to something outside Southern Baptist causes. But we would never dream of cutting into our core giving to give to anything other than the core of who we are. And so what I would say to churches is, you want to give to something else? I have no objection to that. There are many other good things in the world. But start with a robust commitment to cooperative program giving that will not be compromised under any circumstance, and then add to it, don't take away from it.
Always good to talk to you. Enjoyed it. Thank you for joining us for this short podcast.
As always, fantastic job on the interview. I love talking with you as well, Ars.
Well, great. And thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time as we explore all the reasons why Southern Baptists are truly better together through the cooperative program.